It's been great.
Yep. Special guest, Dom.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hola.
Hello.
Welcome back.
That was a great intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the Looney Bin podcast, episode 5, I believe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You'll read it in the title.
We have a new edition.
We do. Introduce yourself.
Hello. My name's Dom.
They can't.
On the beat.
Dominic beep on the beat.
Yeah, new additions.
Oh yeah, we gotta be better with dropping last names.
No.
Stop dropping last names.
Featuring Seth Rogen. We can put...
Holy shit!
Yeah,
We have Seth Rogen on the
In the
podcast.
title.
Yeah,
Seth Rogen goes to a party with us.
Yeah,
that's for sure gonna be the title.
I'm the creator of the theme song you may or may not hear. I don't know.
In time.
In
They'll
time.
definitely
In
hear
time.
us sometime.
Yeah, I actually recorded it. I just need to.
Are you gonna sing it right now?
There's no lyrics.
I'll bring
Sing
you
the
an
guitar.
acoustic guitar and you can serenade the podcast.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I don't have anything to say.
I mean, you said your name. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Just about.
New
Seth
social
Rogen,
security number.
everybody.
Seth Rogen, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank
Seth
you,
Rogen.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Where do we begin?
Great
Yeah,
question.
where do we
Probably
begin?
me.
Yeah, you. Tell us how we got ourselves
Yeah,
in this
how-
situation. How did it come to be?
It's like I have to explain myself to my parents. So, it all started out, I've been talking to this girl on Yubo named Caitlin.
Can you explain what that is really quickly? What Yubo
Tinder
is?
for children, pretty much. Teenagers.
Yeah, good explanation.
Nice.
Pretty much. So I've been talking to her for a while, and I was like trying to go to a party. And then she was like, oh shit, I'm about to go to a party. You want to come? And I was like, yeah, I want to go to a fucking party. Can I invite my friends? And then
Wait, I thought we weren't invited.
No, you guys were.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
told them
We-
that 6
yeah.
of you guys were coming.
Okay.
Which is kind of, I mean,
That's a lot of people. Yeah,
But
we're
that's
probably
why
like
I assumed that it was going to be a
25%.
big party.
Yeah, and it kind of
kinda
was.
was.
Yeah.
It was
But
bigger
I'm
than
just
I
like-
thought.
Yeah.
But there were like different parties in the party.
Yeah, and they were surprised that we showed up.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that.
So-
we'll get to that very soon.
Talking to this girl, Caitlin, on Yubo, and you tell her we're coming to her party.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's not her party, by the way. We actually don't know
Oh, yeah.
whose fucking party it is.
I know the name, actually. I got their name.
Oh, wasn't it?
It was
C?
Sydney.
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 Yeah.
And, yeah.
Fuck Sydney, dude.
Sucks.
Fuck Sydney.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Sydney. If you're listening to this, fuck you.
Probably not.
I didn't mind
but-
Mikey, the little dude.
Yeah,
Mikey was
alright.
the worst.
I,
He was-
no, I
Wait, he was.
He was
you
reasonable
liked him?
though.
Well,
liked
I
him
danced
too.
him up
He
when
was
I
the
first
reason
got
he got
there.
kicked
Yeah, I did
out.
too.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, the people standing behind him. Well,
just
we'll
goobers.
we'll
Well,
get
yeah.
to
Okay,
that, I guess.
we'll explore the characters in a moment.
Oh yeah, we haven't even. So it's the day of the party. We're driving around and we're like, let's get fucked up before the party.
Yep.
As
So
one-
Ryan sees on a Snapchat story that shrooms are available, and we're
Yep.
like, we gotta get shrooms for this fucking party.
Yeah, because it was going to be fucking amazing.
It was insane.
We thought it was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we thought the party was gonna be good. The shrooms was a good experience.
Yeah, so we ended up buying those, and we made smoothies out of them.
Yeah.
In the pregame before we're about to go to this party, like getting everybody together. So strawberry banana smoothie. That was actually
Berry
really fucking
smoothie.
good.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So me, Kyle, and Dan are the only ones who took shrooms that night, and they were great, by the way, in case anybody's wondering.
Mine. I didn't even really. I definitely felt goofy, but like,
Really?
yeah,
Not
I
trippy?
didn't.
Maybe it was because the alcohol I had beforehand too.
Maybe
It
I
made
don't know.
it insane for me.
Probably.
Maybe because I was like,
Yeah.
I think it was the alcohol that definitely enhanced it a lot.
And I gotta say, throughout this entire story, while everyone's fucked up, I'm 100% sober.
Yeah.
So it's so like it's so like lame the whole time.
Yeah, I felt bad for you, Dom.
yeah, that was rough.
So
I was only.
So
It's gone.
we had to get 2 separate Ubers because
There's
we
too
were
many of
considering like we're gonna get pretty
XL.
drunk there, right? Everyone's gonna get fucked up. We can't drive, so we're just like, okay, we gotta get Ubers. There's no Uber XL, so we're like, okay, 2 separate cars. We got Dom, Cam, and Chris in the first car, and the Shroom Boys, me, Kyle, and Dan take the other. And this actually happens like so fast. I don't like realize how fast you guys were literally just gone from Danny's backyard, and we're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then we were like sitting there.
We sit there for another less than 4 minutes, and then it's already our time to go. So
we got picked up by this dude, this dope ass dude named Eddie. Pretty much, we were just like shooting the shit when we were driving down there. He was just like asking, like, oh, you know, like, where you guys from, stuff like that.
just getting to know him a little bit better.
But like, for some reason, we were just, it was probably the shrooms.
That's
honestly.
for sure what it was.
Yeah.
We just like pretty much opened up to this guy. We're like, yeah, like we're trying to fucking live life and shit like that. To this random Uber driver. But then he starts like sort of opening up to us, and he's like, yeah, I'm into like marketing and shit and stuff like that. So
he ended up asking us what we're all about, and at that point we just straight up told him like, yeah, we're all on shrooms.
oh yeah, I forgot that.
This is a podcast, by the way.
He's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, that's what he kept saying.
Yeah.
And then he brought up his $1 billion industry that his friends in,
Yeah.
and then he could get us in it.
But
And
this
we're
was-
like, oh yeah, we definitely got to get that.
This was a dope ass dude.
Yeah, we
'cause
just entered a pyramid.
pretty much. This is like a dope ass dude though, because he was like, he said he's from Brazil. He's been to like California, Chile, Paraguay, and stuff like that. It's
A bunch of different
5
countries.
kids.
yeah, he's got 5 kids.
Working his ass off.
50 years old, like this
Eddie,
man.
shout out to you, man. You're fucking legendary.
I hope he hears this. He probably will. But
I mean,
hope
he
so.
might be our future fucking man.
he might be.
Are we
We
having
gave
a
him
meeting
our-
with him?
Yeah.
He never texted me back.
Oh, what a...
We'll text him. We'll text him
Be
again.
careful. Be careful. This is
I mean, I
all
don't really blame him, but
Oh,
He
yeah.
didn't say shit to our Uber, and our Uber didn't say shit.
yeah, our
Yeah,
Uber. So
yeah,
me,
kinda
Cam, and Chris, it was. Well, honestly, I mean, I kind of prefer when when the driver doesn't say anything, because I just don't like talking to them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was fine. Her name was, I probably shouldn't say her name. But
I mean,
It's not even worth it. We nothing really.
no, there was nothing.
Nothing.
That Uber was 20 minutes
Yeah,
of complete
That
silence.
car
Yeah.
ride was...
So
Yeah,
that car ride
So,
was fun as fuck.
you should tell us what happens when you guys arrive
so,
first.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
so
they-
we're the
they got
first
there
to arrive because Dan's our only connection, a very flimsy,
Bear in mind,
not even really a connection, but he's our only resemblance of a connection to this party.
Because
Full
he
of
didn't,
strangers.
he didn't know like the person who.
Yeah, so,
I had no clue who Cindy was.
so me, Chris, and Cam are dropped off, and we're just standing there because we don't know how to interact at all because we're waiting for Dan to get here so he can introduce us. So then these girls come up. And they're like, you calling the police? You calling the police?
Oh, yeah.
And, what? And we're like, no, we're just. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, we're just waiting.
We are the police.
Which is kind of ominous, but yeah, it's like, no, we're just waiting for someone, and they're like, no, I don't believe you. You're calling the police, I think.
What?
And then,
so many people just
and
watching
then
this.
that's when you're.
Oh, we finally
what's-
showed up?
No, but even
Oh,
before that,
Kaylin and
what's?
Vanessa?
Yeah, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they come up to us and they're asking who we are. And we just say Dan, and she goes, what was her name for Dan? Danny Hammy or something?
Danny
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I don't even
She
remember.
goes,
Yeah.
Danny Hammy. Whatever the fuck. And I'm like, maybe, I guess. And she's like, oh yeah, he's coming. So you're his friends, and then she was like, you guys are part of the Looney bin? And that
Oh
was
yeah, we
so
talked
weird.
about the Looney bin.
So
yes.
and then Cam started talking to her. Well, there was kind of 2 separate conversations. Chris was kind of quiet. Cam was talking to these 2 girls, and then enter Mikey. so this.
Well, yeah, they
fucking-
invite us in the backyard where everybody is.
but so Cam's kind of keeping things. He's the diplomat. He's talking about the Looney bin and stuff. And then this 11-year-old boy just is standing there. I
Not
look
even
down.
11. He was probably like.
I don't
way
even know
younger.
how old he was.
10 at most.
I don't.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but literally a child, like literally.
And he had ox. Like, he was
He had
running
ox.
the whole party.
So he's like, who are you? And I'm like, you're so little. Like, what?
Like, is there someone
I
I can
didn't even know what
actually
to
talk
say.
to?
Are we
Yeah.
even there yet?
No,
That's insane.
No, we're still waiting for you. So this kid Mikey, I didn't know his name at first, but he's like, who are you? Who are you? And I'm like, I'm Dominic. And he's like, oh, okay, nice to meet you. Yeah, I run the shit. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I run the shit. This is all my shit. I run this shit. I'm like, okay, dude. I was so bewildered. I was so taken aback. I just kind of was like, all right, man. But little did I know, his claim was true, that he does in fact run this shit.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into.
So I think this
The
is
Discord?
We get invited in the backyard, and I'm like, let me fucking just assert my dominance real quick. And I just
Yeah.
sit like within a group of guys, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And this dude just gives me his Discord, and I'm like, I go to Don, I'm like, yo, where's the alcohol? Because we don't
That's
know
a
where the
great
alcohol
question.
is.
And I didn't pregame at all, so I was like,
stone cold
I'm like,
sober.
I'm ready to go get some alcohol.
Yeah, like, and we go, if we find alcohol, I mean, it's got to be ours, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get up and I'm like, I go to look for it, and I'm like, it has to be in the fridge, obviously. The
Well-
fridge in the fucking thing.
So just as you're probably going to look for alcohol, it's probably
We
when we
pull
show.
out.
Yeah,
Like,
we
oh,
show.
yeah, I
up.
saw
Yeah,
you
we
go
saw
in the
you.
fridge.
Yeah,
I saw
think that
you
was
go
Yeah,
in the
he was
fridge.
right next to me.
There.
But
When you
I
guys got
had
there.
no
Little
idea.
did we
that
know that Cam opening that fridge would be a whole
all
debacle.
hell
Get us
loose
kicked
Of
out.
events.
So I open the fridge and I find the alcohol, right? So it's like a Corona and like a fucking Bud Light or some shit.
Yep.
I'm standing there looking at it.
All of us are there too. There's
And I-
like the group of us
Yeah.
there. We're just looking like at Cam as he opens his fridge, and Mikey walks up right
Mikey
behind
and his
him.
entourage. Mikey and like 5 other kids, like our age, maybe a couple years younger, probably.
Yeah,
But-
they're like a year younger. Probably.
Yeah, but they walk up and they're staring at Cam like, and and they just go, you can't go in there.
Nah.
No,
Put
like-
that back.
in there.
Put that
Oh,
back there.
And-
and I did. I put the alcohol back. I was like, okay, can I
Yeah.
go in this fridge? And I opened the other fridge. He's like, nah, you can't do that. I was like, so I go, okay, and I just walk in the backyard. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
we
that's
just
how-
walk away
no
peacefully.
dispute, no nothing. Like,
Yeah,
Settled,
nothing
yeah.
happens. It's settled in our minds. It's
Yeah,
settled.
yeah,
Really,
like
it
it was
did not
just
feel
a,
like
it
that
was
big
just
of a deal.
Not at
misunderstanding.
all.
It wasn't that big of a deal.
So we go to the back, probably in the driveway. Just there's a whole bunch of people, so we're just trying to like I don't know, like
converse.
Yeah,
mingle
converse, just-
a little bit.
get used to this party scene. Like dip your toes in the water. Like hey, what's up? I'm Ryan. I'm looking for Dan most of the time.
I was
Yeah,
I was
Dan was
gone.
nowhere
Yeah.
to be found.
Yeah,
I tried
Dan
to talk
left.
to people. It was like talking to a fucking brick wall most of the time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd say not even like a minute after we leave that whole fridge scene, there's like a wall of people kind of build up in the driveway. if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
and they're all kind of giving us the eye, like who the fuck are these dudes?
stink eye?
So,
Yeah, like-
yeah. So Dan immediately goes towards this pool, which we later find out is not their pool.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
couldn't
it's
jump
the
in it.
neighbor's pool. But Dan's in jeans, like
With his shoes off, and he's like, "Who's trying to jump in the pool?"
yeah. And I'm trying to talk to Dan, and Dan's completely just non-responsive. He's like,
well, okay. So I first go in, and I'm talking to the chick that like I got invited to the party, and we're like, because we talked beforehand, and we're like, there's a pool there, we're like we should go in it. So then I already had it in my mind, like I want to get in this fucking pool.
Like I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So then right when I saw the pool, I fucking like ran towards it, and I saw a group of people, and I was like, are we getting in this fucking pool? And I started undressing myself, and no one was down to get in the pool, but I just kept taking off my clothes for some reason. And I was like, we're getting in this fucking pool. And anyone that would ask me, like, oh, like, what's up? I'd be like, so this pool, right? Like, that's the only thing I would bring up is the fucking pool.
it was the only thing on Dan's mind was the pool. When I tried to talk to you, just the pool.
Yeah,
It was
so
just-
as that was happening, that's when Mikey, the fucking child, came up to me and he goes, sorry, you gotta leave. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, why? He's like, yo, you went in my fridge. Like, you just gotta leave. I was like, first of all, it's not like there was a notice on the fridge that said it was
sign?
fucking off.
Or like you
limits.
were told. Or
And it's not
anything,
like
right?
I was told I
there
couldn't
was
go in the
no
fridge.
warning at
You
all.
put it back, like.
And I put it back and I went on my own way. And he was just like, nah, sorry, you gotta leave.
Yeah,
I
it was. I guess it was their dad's stash.
Well, the dad was
Apparently.
there.
Yeah, the dad.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The parents
So-
were there. Both parents.
Both, yeah, I didn't
At
see
the
the mom,
party,
but I
just
definitely
letting
saw
their
the
kids,
dad.
Yeah,
letting
It
their
was
kids
so
get shit
fucking
faced.
weird.
It was strange.
It
And
was
and I
really
literally
weird.
like somewhere between us arriving and us getting kicked out, I saw this kid come out of the house, like no older than like 13, with just like a fucking bong in his hand, and I'm like,
Really? I didn't see that.
I was just.
It was his
baffled.
birthday,
confused.
apparently.
Oh yeah, it was his birthday. He was turning. He was turning 14. I think
Wonderful
so
parenting.
random.
Wonderful parenting.
so. Mikey says that Cam's got to leave.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, if I leave, they're all leaving.
And
with
it's
me.
kind of small at first, but
Right.
it starts to grow.
It's
Yeah.
starting to
Yeah,
get
wall.
heated.
There's a wall of
Because
people
if
behind
when
you.
asking Cam to leave, that would mean all of us have to go with him. But we were not standing next to Cam. The majority of us, we were pretty
Yeah.
spread out at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
so
we
getting
were
us
spread
all
out
to
at that
leave.
moment.
Ryan, you and I were playing basketball.
Yeah, you two were
Yeah.
playing basketball. I was trying to talk to Dan because that's when. So me talking to Dan is like talking to a wall because I'm trying. Because I notice commotion is happening near Cam, and I'm like, because Mikey's starting to
Yeah.
really get adamant, like. The fridge guy, because that's what they called you at first. They
Yeah,
were
they
like,
kept calling me
"Where's
the
the
fridge
fridge guy?"
Is that the fridge guy? That's you?
So I'm trying to tell Dan, I'm like, they really want Cam to
Yeah,
go.
and you came up to me and you're like, "Yo, you're trying to go in this pool," and I was like, "I'm sorry, but I guess we have to leave now."
Yeah, I'm
was-
trying to tell
I
Dan
was
the
way
whole
too
time.
fucked up.
I was literally looking Dan in the eye, like they're saying Cam has to go. Can you talk to like Caitlin or whatever? Like can anything? And you're like, I'm trying to get in this pool. You like had your shoes in your hand.
Yeah, I was walking around the whole entire time with like
Yeah.
barefoot.
So like, I'm just by myself standing in the driveway at this point. Like after all that happens, and then Mikey comes up to me with like 12 or 15 other fucking dudes behind him.
Mhm.
Like
It
one
was-
dude has a
It was
fucking
growing.
A
Yeah, it was-
WWE belt on.
And he
Oh
kept,
yeah,
they
we'll
kept
talk
calling
about
him
that.
champ.
standing behind
Scumbag
Mikey.
kid.
They were going champ. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck
They,
is
they
that?
kept because I stood behind Cam when they stood up in like a fucking firing line or
They
something.
did.
like
It
they tried
was
to intimidate
so
me.
Right,
really.
and,
it didn't
so
fucking work.
and then Cam was sort of like by himself. So I went over by Cam and I'm like, well, "What the fuck is going on?" And they're like, "Yo, your friend's got to leave. You try to face the champ." And I'm like,
Oh my god.
And then-
It
Cam
was so weird.
and I'm like, "Yeah, who the fuck is the champ?" I'm gonna see
we
this.
pointed and
Yo,
fucking laughed. At
So
him.
there's this kid wearing a WWE belt. Cam and I physically point and start
yeah,
laughing at this kid.
I was laughing at him too. I was laughing at his face. Like we were all laughing right at him.
They were talking about how they were the Avengers.
Yeah,
and
they're
shit. I
the
was like, what?
Avengers
that
or
was
something.
weird too.
So-
I didn't even catch that.
So
part.
this is when things start to get heated. Everyone's in a line. Like we're pretty close to like fisticuffs at this point. And so they're like, "All right, I'll give you to the count of 20." And so they all turn around like they're in the fucking playing hide and seek
Yeah.
or something and count to 20. And then they turn around after 20.
and it's all of us.
And it's
Yeah, we
all of
all
us.
yeah.
It's
And they're like, "Oh, they added more
they
people."
added more. That's the best quote. Oh, they added more people.
That was funny because they literally just tried to intimidate us.
They were-
and it didn't
Yeah.
fucking
They were
work.
the
That was
most
just-
least. They were the least intimidating people, and they were like counting to 20. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was so
dumb.
goofy.
Somewhere throughout this interaction, during this like showdown where they turn around and start counting and shit, Danny just comes up and he's like, "Oh, so are we partying?" Or and
So Dan is so oblivious to everything.
He walks in
and
the
he's
middle,
our one
yeah.
connection
Yeah.
to this.
I had my shoes in my hand, barefoot, and I
He
wake up
walks
in the middle of this.
between the
heated-
two firing lines.
Like we.
What is happening?
We
here?
were
Can
like,
party?
the situation was escalating
really
as
was.
Dan walks in and goes, "So we party?" with the shoes off, and then at some point you sat down on the ground. You were like,
try to put his shoes on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
putting my shoes
You
on
were
the
trying
wrong
to put-
foot.
Yeah.
so this girl Sydney walks out, and she's like, "Who the fuck are you people? You need to go." And
Was
I
she the one
rem-
in the pool that like?
of Mikey.
Mikey, yeah.
And before this, I was trying to talk to anyone I could. I was trying to say like, this is just a misunderstanding. Cam didn't know he wasn't supposed to be
Right.
in there,
And it was a
and he put it back.
misunderstanding.
And I was like, this is just a misunderstanding.
Well-
they did not want to hear anything.
Yeah, they
I
were like,
said.
Yeah.
call an Uber.
Yeah.
And we did- we
Oh,
did.
So I
yeah.
pull out my phone because at this point I'm like, there's no value to this party. I'm about to
Yeah, I
just
was
fucking-
like-
I
just
was
trying to
so
go. Like,
pissed
yeah,
off that
I
I
just wanna
spent because it was an expensive Uber. It was
Yeah.
not a cheap Uber.
$30 there for both
30?
cars. $30 there, $30 there, and then we had to
Yeah.
pay to get back.
Yeah. So, anyways, I pull out my phone to get an Uber, and I'm like trying to reason with these fucking idiots, these mongoloids, and so I'm like, okay, like obviously the Uber's not gonna just fucking teleport out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Okay,
it's gonna take like 15 minutes for the Uber to get
I was
here.
trying to talk. Yeah, we were both trying to talk to Sydney, or who? Yeah, Sydney.
One of them.
Because
One of them.
it was Sydney. I know it was Sydney because somebody was talking to her and called her Sydney. But she was getting so nasty. She was getting like,
Yeah,
because we were like, okay, we're like, I was being so reasonable throughout this whole thing. I was like, I have my phone out. I'm getting the Uber. We're
Right.
leaving.
That's what I
all
was
of us are
saying.
going.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
You
and
need
she was
to
like,
get
"You're
the fuck
capping,
out."
you're capping."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like,
God.
I'm like,
You're
shut
capping,
up. So
you're
I took my phone, like pushed my arm out so she could clearly see on my phone, and I'm like, "Can you not read? It says 15 minutes
Yeah, you
on
were.
my phone."
I remember that as well. You had your phone right in her face, and you were like,
I was
I have the Uber right here.
So what's really odd about this whole thing is that out of all the people who are older than this little Mikey, 11-year-old running this whole party, none of them wanted to speak to us in terms of. It was so odd. Yeah.
Literally, it was just like a mob mentality.
Whenever I talked to any of them, literally all of them had the same the same response to me. I said, "Who can I talk to smooth this over?" And they were all like, "Mikey says you gotta go. Mikey is in charge. Mikey says you gotta
same
go."
3 dialogue lines.
Yeah,
It was
really.
literally the same thing. I probably asked the same question to 5 or 6 different people, and they were all like, Mikey says the fridge guy has to go.
the fridge guy.
And I was like, this is just a misunderstanding. They just did not want to hear any of it. So
Let's see.
and then as I'm trying to talk to, I think it was Sydney herself. it was Sydney. I was telling Sydney, no, you don't understand. Like, because she was like, I don't know who you are, and I was like, no, we're with Dan, and I point to Dan. Dan's sitting on the ground, looking up at the stars, trying to get the wrong shoe on, and she's like, I don't know who that is either.
That's when they surrounded me, and
They
they're
started
like,
surrounding you.
and they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Dan. Who are you?"
Just trying to introduce yourself.
Because okay, like we're strangers, but it's like at least we have Dan.
Yeah.
But once she was like, I don't know who that is. We're like, okay, we're fucked.
Yeah, we were fine at that point.
That was the moment I was like, oh. Okay.
Additionally, though, we went in there thinking that it was an open party, and then somebody told us that it wasn't.
After we were
party.
getting kicked out, though, is when we were being told this isn't an open party, which is bullshit because you guys were more than welcomed in when we got there.
Yeah, it was a bunch of different.
Yeah, really.
Responses,
Yeah,
It
really.
was just
It was weird.
yeah. I don't know.
So I'd say this is about the time where, Mikey literally said, if they're getting their Uber called, they can stay. They can stay until their Uber gets here.
Yeah.
But apparently
Mikey
Sydney was
literally
not
a
having it
mouthful.
and kicking our ass out. So we walk out of our driveway and we're just standing in the street because we really don't have anywhere to go.
We're standing on the neighbor's lawn.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The neighbor's lawn because our Uber driver is coming to pick us up at that address. So we really don't have anywhere to go. So everybody's just like staring at us as we're standing on this neighbor's
And
lawn.
then
It's so
this group of
awkward.
girls, I think it was like 3 girls, came out and they're like, "Did you see like a black lanyard out here
Oh,
or some
yeah.
shit with keys?" And obviously we're like, "No, like we're not helping these people. They just fucking kicked us."
Yeah.
out of the
Right,
party.
I was trying to get their names,
And
and
then-
they were like,
yeah, and then
called
they-
us Lu-
Which
yeah, we
whatever.
were getting
at that point.
slandered.
no fucking reason, because I opened a fridge.
Because
Like,
Cam
so
opened a
ridiculous.
fridge. We are.
We have a pretty good reputation around these parts.
That's
so-
insane. I had no clue that chick was the leader of the party.
Oh,
Sydney.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
had no idea.
Well, Mikey was the leader of the party. Don't get
Oh,
it
yeah.
confused.
Oh yeah, no. She even said herself, Mikey says you have to go. I'm not joking.
why was she
All
so
of these
rude?
people I talked to had the same 2 dialogue lines. They just said, listen, Sydney said Mikey's in charge. He says the fridge guy's gotta go, and that means you gotta go. It was just that. It was just that.
And,
Yep.
and all their like little henchmen like wouldn't speak.
Yeah.
No,
like
no,
you would be
no.
like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And they'd be like, they would turn their shoulder like, slowly, and all you could talk to is, or at least only person I talked to, I guess, was Sydney. I had no clue.
The only person I talked to was Mikey. I don't even know if that really counts as talking to them.
No.
But Vanessa, Caitlin's friend, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to Caitlin and Vanessa a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
they were honestly the only two level-headed people there.
Yeah.
I only talked to like one guy when I was just trying to shoot hoops. I'm so fucked up at this point from the shrooms that I'm not making a single one. I'm
couldn't
not
grab the
actually making
basketball.
close.
Oh yeah, you
Couldn't
were.
grab it.
I was because yeah, like I said, I'm seeing everything completely fine. So I'm watching Kyle and Ryan shooting hoops, but they're missing like
drastically. I just kept hitting the
hilariously
garage.
missing.
I was like airballing and just hitting the garage.
Did you see that guy I was playing with? It was someone from one of their friend group, and he was pretty built, looks like a Chad, and he's playing ball with me. We're both missing every shot.
I think
but,
that's when I was talking to Dan, trying to tell him we had to go.
Yeah, I think it was because you weren't like in my peripheral vision.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was just like, yeah, you can tell me and you both don't belong in the NBA. So, but besides him, I did not speak to another person.
I spoke to quite a few people, but
I don't remember like
not in any substantive
Yeah,
way.
no,
Yeah.
not at all.
I was really just talking at them, and they just stared at
This
me.
is
Yeah.
really the majority of that
So,
party.
Are we at the lawn at this point?
yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
we're like walking down the street.
Yeah, so we're at the
Oh, yeah,
lawn.
that's
I
right.
got me, Cam, and Chris. Like we got our Uber. I mean, they're not there yet, but like I got them.
Yeah, it's called.
Kyle's having trouble getting an Uber. I guess.
Yeah, because I like canceled it several times because when we were standing in that like firing range, I was told by Mikey that we had to leave, and I was told by other people that we could stay. So like I didn't know what
It
the
was
fuck.
The
really
girls
weird.
said that we could stay, and they're like, "Why are you getting kicked out?"
Yeah.
Remember that group?
I
Group
do.
Of girls?
Yeah.
It was so like.
They're like,
it
"Why are you
literally
leaving?"
Seemed like there was like 5 different.
Yeah, there was
parties going
another
on.
girl I was talking to. I don't remember her name at all, but I was talking to her and she at least wasn't saying she was saying the Mikey thing a little bit, but she also she was like, no, like you can stay for a little bit and stuff. I don't even know who she was. It was just some.
They didn't get anyone's name.
It sucked because like Vanessa and Caitlin, all they could do, they just kept apologizing.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
it
like, I
wasn't
feel
really
so
It wasn't
bad.
even their
Yeah.
fault
At all, yeah,
all they
really.
could do was apologize. Like
For something they didn't even do. yeah.
exactly. It's so.
I think I was a little. Well, I was just generally upset because, like I said, the Uber. It's just money wasted. It's money and time wasted.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, the
We
time
got a
turned out to
podcast.
not be quite as wasted, but the money certainly was.
Yeah, the money 100% was wasted.
So I was just so like I was genuinely just angry, and I think if I was maybe rude to Caitlin and Vanessa, I don't really remember if I was, but if I was, I didn't mean to be. I was just generally upset.
Yeah. Well, at this point, we get our Uber, right, and then we
Yeah.
leave.
We're
and so-
laying
Oh,
in,
that's
in
our-
a
yep,
field.
and that's-
Or no,
that's
we're not
that
even in a
whole
field.
story.
We're
Just
sitting on
people's
someone's front
lawns,
lawn.
just
Yeah.
laying down,
So-
But like
yelling.
at this point, I tell the Uber what happened, and he's like, "Yo, it's a fucking lame ass party." And I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, exactly." And he's like, "Don't worry, I'll get you guys alcohol." So I was like, "Okay." And we go to a gas station, and he's like, "Yo, come on, give me like." He had like an accent, so you couldn't really understand like everything he was saying. But he like made me go in with him and pick out the beer.
We went to 2 gas.
Yeah, we went to 2 because when I went in with him the first time, we got double carded. And then he comes out, and I like leave. He's like, "Yo, go." And he gets back in the car and he goes, "Yo, that bitch was fucking retarded." He's
Yeah,
talking
I
about
remember that
the
exactly.
fucking the lady at the register.
And I was saying like, yeah, I was like, don't worry about it, man. Like that was just a nice gesture. You don't have to go to another one. And he's like, no, we're going to another gas station.
Fuck
So
yeah.
so we hit this other gas station, and this time Cam stays in.
Yeah, I just gave him the money, and he comes back with like 2 6-packs of Coronas,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Yo, you want to pop these right now?" And we popped like 4 in the car.
He opened it with a lighter.
Yeah, he showed me how to.
Yeah.
He showed me how to undo the bottle cap with
Yeah.
a lighter.
That was a
kinda
crazy
It
Uber
is sick.
ride.
Yeah.
Uber drivers are awesome.
That guy was cool as
They're
fuck.
great people.
Yeah.
Either way, that was like that. Just
What was your Uber
reinvigorated
driver
everything.
like that time?
On the way back?
We were just kind of talking.
Was it
in
just-
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
just talking about like what the fuck, like this is how we got kicked out, like this is bullshit, and he's kind of just listening to us like talk shit about
Really
these people.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
he was
he was
car
just
ride back.
yeah, he was just saying like, oh yeah, wait until you get into college because that's when like actual parties are and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, so then we get to Dan's. It's me, Cam, and Chris. And then shortly after you guys come.
Yeah, and
Uh,
we drank and just fucking like
Walk-
We
walk
went to- yeah, we
around.
walked,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Walk
I was
around.
actually I was like pretty much ready to leave, but I stayed
yeah.
because I was just so unhappy with everything. I was like, I'm just gonna go home. Like,
It felt
Yeah.
good to be home after feeling so uncomfortable there.
yeah, it did.
yeah,
such an awful
It was like,
feeling.
I wanted to make something out of the night and not just go home and go to sleep. That's what I was like.
True.
I want to just do something.
Yeah, so and I decided to. My plan was to stay for like just like half an hour, but it turned out being a while.
Yeah.
4
Yeah.
hours.
4
right?
It was a good amount of time. We walked all the way to that park.
We just chilled at the park for a while, just
Yeah,
shooting
we
You
were
guys were
shit.
shit.
teaching each other
Close quarters
Kyle
combat.
was, Kyle was fighting the air.
And
I
you
was-
fucked up
And
your
that's how you
finger.
fucking
Yeah, I was teaching Cam some close quarters combat tactics, and one of them included like a tackling maneuver, but I didn't like open my right hand, so I jammed my finger, and I was also boxing a pole, like a metal pole.
Yeah.
I was like just like beating the
And
shit out of
that's
it.
that's really when I realized I'm completely sober with all these like people who are fucked up.
Yeah, I was like
when I'm
really
just
drunk.
I'm watching Kyle punching a pole, Dan's like just
I'm still
On the swing?
stargazing.
yeah, Dan's just looking up at the sky. Cam's like agreeing with everything Kyle says, no matter what. Cam's like, yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. And Kyle's talking about how he would like face off against someone with a gun.
Oh yeah, how to
Shotgun?
disarm
Yeah, with a
somebody.
shotgun.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
And
that
Cam's like, no, I get that.
No, would you go for the hips or would you just like watch the
Yeah.
shoulders? Or
And then
I was,
yeah,
like,
I was
really
kind of
into
just
it.
with Ryan, I guess.
yeah, we were
And-
laughing at those dudes.
That was
Any much that
Just
happened
about
there.
it, chilling at
talked
the
about
park.
shit, but not like I remember what we talked about.
Yeah, I don't. I
Yeah,
barely
that was
remember
like the
night.
deep talk stuff, and that's also like I can get into deep talk fine.
I think we could
But
make
I was
our own
like,
podcast and some
fine.
of this shit.
Yeah.
We talked about like mental health going through like high school and shit.
yeah.
Like, I definitely think that would be a really interesting.
Oh yeah,
podcast.
yeah. We talked about some
Yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah.
but also that's like because you guys were like doing that sort of stoner talk, like you were
Yeah.
like yeah man like yeah, I didn't really think about it like that, but like hearing your perspective really like makes me think, and I'm just sitting there like yeah I don't know.
So it's a conversation with Ben.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It was so yeah, and then we walked home to Dan's house.
Sums up about our night, honestly.
Yeah, besides
That was, like,
pretty much
legit.
Yeah.
And then I'm so glad me and Kyle put our wallets and our keys in Ryan's bag.
Oh yeah.
And
I
I'm so
forgot.
glad that I got my keys out beforehand because I was like, yeah, I remembered like, oh yeah, my keys are in there. Because if I didn't get my keys, we would have had. It was a pretty decent walk.
It's a far ass walk.
It's like not a walk I would have wanted to do again.
Yeah, so
But-
we're pretty much like walking. We're walking back from the park, and we're like a decent amount.
Way more
like,
than halfway.
Yeah, way more than halfway. Probably like 75% of the way back.
No, we
from
were
the
like
park.
95%.
Yeah,
of the way
I'm
there,
just like-
dude.
And then Ryan's like,
Where the fuck is my
"Where's
bag?
my backpack?"
I mean,
then
being on
go back
shrooms,
and
I
get it.
can't say I remembered my backpack as a high valued
Value
piece
target.
for me, but you know,
Yeah, so then I drove. Me and Ryan drove back down, and then there were people there, weren't there?
yeah, it was so odd. So exactly what we were doing, just fucking around at the park, just whatever.
Just
There's
happened
a-
to be a little bit later.
Yeah, there was a bunch of cars parked there. Like, it's 3 a.m. at this point.
Huh.
There's a bunch of cars parked there, and there's kids our age fucking around in the exact same spot on the
Really?
swings and shit. Like, where you were
Yeah.
doing the martial arts, like, shit back
They're
and forth.
literally right there.
Yeah, they were all there, and I just
Close
picked up my bag, and I was just like, oh, thank you guys for not stealing my bag. And they're just like, oh, yeah, no problem. This one girl's like, I'm drunk as fuck. And I'm like, I'm off shrooms. And I just walked away.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I drove you home, and that was pretty much the night, I guess.
The night we got kicked out of a party.
When we were in Cam's car, when we were just like driving around picking everyone up,
Oh, yeah.
and you were sitting in Dom's lap.
Oh
or,
my
like,
Oh yeah, that was in between when we
Yeah,
that
I
right
was-
it was
before
the
that.
I was
Funniest
sitting like
thing
on
ever.
Dom because we had 4 people in a
We
car
had such
that
a weird position.
it's supposed to fit 3 people obviously in the back seat, but we had 4.
4.
And I was sitting on Dom's lap, and Dom had his like left arm
looked
wrapped
like I
around
was
my
his dad.
waist, and it looked like he was holding me.
Especially because
like a baby.
I had my dad hat.
And you
my,
kept smiling at me like you were so happy to be in his lap. It's so fucking
it was
funny.
yeah. It looked like
a
Kyle was
baby
on my
on the
lap. It
subway.
looked like I had my arms around him. I have my dad hat on that I wear
And
sometimes.
then Dan kept asking me where my legs were. So he's like, yo, where are your legs? I don't know where your legs are.
Yeah. And then, oh my god, the funniest, you probably don't even remember this, but we were in the car and this one song comes on and you were like, you were telling me and Kyle, you were like, this is a song I could like make love to.
Oh yeah.
I remember
Do
that.
you remember that? I
do.
hope you do.
I
do
vaguely
remember. I
remember
just
the
forgot the
conversation.
song.
Yeah, I did too.
Dan was like, does that make sense? Like, this is a song I could like make love to.
Not
And I was
just
like,
fuck.
all right, Dan.
I'm looking at my phone.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
could
my
not
phone-
use my phone.
When I was looking at the Uber app, I couldn't tell that if it was intended to move or not. When I was trying to, that's because they were like, "You gotta order an Uber. You gotta order an Uber," and
I
I'm
had
like,
to make
I don't
sure.
know how to work my
I
fucking
wonder if
phone
that was
right now.
why you kept telling me you couldn't get an Uber, and I wonder if it was just you not being able to look at
No,
your
I
phone.
like legitimately at one point there wasn't any showing up, but then
Oh.
also it was probably because I took too long because I was like staring at the maps and they were like jiggling.
I could have slept in that person's lawn.
Oh
Honestly.
yeah, I could have too. It was
I
very-
felt
I was fine.
magnetized to the ground. I don't know if you guys saw me when I just kind of like flopped on my back, just looking up, but
Yeah.
like I literally felt attracted to the
Dan,
ground.
you were laying in the middle of the road at one point. And then a car came.
Oh no, that was me. I think, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I was just laying on the ground because I didn't want to move.
Yeah, and then as me, Cam, and Chris were walking back to meet up with our Uber eventually, I had this plan. I really wanted to do this. I didn't, but I wanted to I wanted to casually walk up because you can't run. You can't like alert them.
Alert
Like
the guards.
like I wanted to just walk up very confidently, open the fridge, and take a beer,
So
and
And
then
then just
walk
leave
out.
it.
I wanted to do that so badly.
Well, I
but
mean,
there
I
were
love
people
Mikey.
there.
I left them with a lasting impression. I didn't even mention this. When we were leaving, I had my bomber jacket on and it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
unzipped and I like flicked it open and
Oh,
I took
yeah.
my hat and I was like, I bid you adieu.
Oh yeah, that's when we were.
And then they
we were
never
getting
see
like,
us again.
We were getting like,
Kicked out, right?
yeah, but we were getting like that sort of like goofy, mad, like you know, we're like pissed off, but we're also like,
We can't do anything.
yeah. So we were just being goons at that point.
Yep.
Like, I think we flipped him off as we were leaving from
Yeah,
the
we
Uber.
did.
Most certainly.
I think we flipped them off when we were walking away.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
yeah. I definitely remember doing that though.
I just remember when we
Imagine
were
if we
leaving,
fought 'em.
seeing the dad walk around.
I think we
really
could have
fun.
taken them. They were
Oh.
not strong.
We
they
would
were
have,
not.
but we went to fucking.
Nah, we
we
could've
would've
we would have went to jail.
That little kid, I could have. I'm like twice his size. I could have
Eating him for breakfast,
Yeah.
gobble him up
And
for
then
supper.
yeah, and especially Cam was in a wife beater. Like like
they're
Cam
trying
looked
to
like a
intimidate
threat. Cam looked like a guy you wouldn't want to fuck
They
with.
could only press me because they had like 15
There was a
people.
lot.
And in an 11
Yeah,
year
they
old.
were-
when I
they were
saw that, that's
intimidating
why
us
I was
by
like, I gotta
numbers,
stand
but-
by him because there's like just a fucking.
But once it was
mob.
all 6 of us standing there, they were like,
they couldn't do anything.
yeah.
Even
Just
even the
sat there.
guys that were like our age, I don't know if you saw them. They were like standing in the back, but they looked nervous. Like the one
They
guy,
did look-
he was like, I don't know what you heard, but like this wasn't
Because they were
supposed to be
trying
an
to,
open
they were
party.
trying to scare us, and then we stood our ground, and they were like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Aw,
we probably
dog.
we probably could have talked to like the people our age, but those people that were younger than us were just fucking idiots.
The people our age didn't want to talk,
Yeah, that's
evidently,
true.
because they literally
They were
none
just
of them
weird.
spoke out.
I
except for
don't.
when
I
Mikey
wouldn't
did.
have
They
even
would've-
been
they
able
would've
to
just
talk
got
to them.
kicked
They were
out
just
too,
trashy
probably.
people.
Yeah.
In the,
Oh,
in
they're
the
so
first
trashy.
place.
They came with the
Like they're
WWE
just
belt.
not my people at all.
Not at all.
How
Literally
do you let your
point
kid
and
walk
laugh.
around with a WWE belt? Like,
and then he just gets pointed at and laughed at by two
because
strangers.
he looked like a fucking idiot.
He
Yeah.
looked so
He
dumb.
was.
He was an
we were
idiot,
laughing
exactly.
right.
He was
at his
standing
face.
behind Mikey, like using him as a shield. Like,
Literally,
Yeah,
yeah.
using a
They all
10-year-old
were,
as a
honestly.
shield.
They were
he's
talking
the
through it.
champ.
The chimp.
That was the whole Mikey thing was so bizarre. I felt like it was a Twilight Zone episode
just-
where I was talking to this kid.
It was the strangest thing ever.
It was straight out of like a movie. Because
yeah.
why is there an actual 8-year-old like
And
controlling
why are
the
their
odds?
parents there and shit?
Yeah, and why is your parents letting
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
that?
When you have a 9-year-old and your parents at a party, it's on shaky ground to be considered a good party. You know,
Exactly.
A party to be considered a party.
to be considered a.
It's like a social gathering because
Yeah.
there was no
Community.
party shit going on.
That's
so
true.
weird.
Well, they had a beer pong table, but
I didn't see it.
I
I,
didn't
wish.
know
I
there
wish
was
I
no
would have
music
just walked
playing,
up
was
there.
there?
For a while at least.
yeah, it was like dead silent. Pretty much.
It was really weird when I don't know. I I probably even if Cam like didn't do the fridge thing,
It wouldn't have been
it wouldn't have been fun. It wouldn't have been a good time.
I feel like just talking to Vanessa and Caitlin would have been enjoyable. But
Yeah, that would- I mean, I
everybody
guess
else would have
That would
been.
have been
I
fun
don't
for us,
Awful.
but like for everyone else, for the other 6 goons, I mean, it would just been boring.
I think like
I wasn't even expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting well, because when we were talking about our numbers, because it's 6 of us, we kind of joked like we're probably gonna be half of it. So that's in my head. I was like, it's gonna be us in like a living room. I don't even
That's
know.
what I
And,
thought too.
and like yeah, and you know, it was weird.
But they weren't willing to do anything like remotely fun. So considering the fact that like even if I didn't do the fridge thing, it probably would have been
Oh.
someone else doing.
Yeah,
or, like you
jumping
going
in the
in the
pool.
pool.
I would have been
or-
in the pool and we would have got kicked out, and it would have been way
It,
worse.
if
That
yeah,
would've
like
been the
I
pool
think
about
I
it.
said this at when we were getting kicked out or like afterwards. Like, if it wasn't Cam opening the fridge, it would have been Dan getting into the pool, or it would have been
Me doing
like
something goofy.
punching a pool.
Kyle punching a bull. It would have been me saying something stupid
Me
or Ryan
actually
or
doing
Chris.
close quarters training on those
There it
kids.
is.
It would have been something. So I don't even blame Cam because it would have been anyone.
I almost disappeared into the back with Dan. Like when Cam was getting kicked out, I didn't really realize what was happening, and I was like halfway walking back there, and then I'm like, something is not right. There's like nobody talking, and then I turned around and I saw that shit was happening.
Not to mention peeking on shrooms, and while it's so awkward because, like Kyle said before, there's really not a whole lot of talking and conversation going on. There was 2 people sitting by the garage. I don't know if you guys saw them. They were sitting down next to the garage.
That's who I was talking to.
Yeah, I was talking with them. They were pretty cool. And
Some of
then
them are cool. Yeah.
and then I just look over to my right, and I just see Cam against a wall of people, and I'm just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's when I saw Cam starting to get
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
a crowd around him.
Yeah,
The
when we
fridge
first
guy.
when we first pulled up, I definitely saw you like going like open the
fridge,
fridge, but like I didn't even think of anything because
I
you know
didn't
it's
either.
the
No,
party.
none
It's
of
a
us
party.
did.
The fuck? How do you not? Or like, there should be a sign or someone should
Or a
say
warning.
something.
Yeah.
How does
Or
no one- if
yeah,
it's that big of a
or
deal, how do you
hey,
not
don't
tell
do that
someone?
again.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that's
Yeah, it
what
should've been
happened, and
just
then
as-
and then later they're like, "Oh, you gotta leave."
Well, I think someone was stealing beforehand. And
That's
they
what-
were
Well, that's what they
Maybe.
claimed.
Either way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it could've-
Oh, I
there
didn't
was a
even
lot
know
of
that,
people,
but-
so maybe we're just like
Maybe it was Mikey's dad talking through Mikey.
because I did make a lot of eye contact with their dad when we walked in, so maybe
Did you?
like right when we came in, they're like, "We
Bad
should
news.
probably get these people out."
Right
of here."
when we
Yeah.
were there, I just felt uncomfortable because I was like, first of all, the whole scene is just not my thing. Like all these trashy girls and guys. I'm really shitting on them, but this is
It's the truth.
Yeah.
this is
And they're
this is
all
my
wearing, like,
mind
the
right when I
same
walk
clothes.
in. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, they were copy
trashy
and
girls
paste.
and it's like guys trying to impress those trashy girls, and I'm like, this just isn't my thing. And especially like I didn't realize how many people were gonna be there. So like COVID's at the back of my mind. Like it's not like, I mean I don't know, like. It's something I'm definitely thinking about, like, you know, oh, there's a lot of people. There's more people than I thought.
Yeah.
And it was like, I just wouldn't have had a good time anyway.
Just once I started hearing them like talk and they're like cap, when they started using cap as like, okay, we're
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Unironic.
Unironically.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just-
The fuck's wrong
Also,
with you?
though, they're like,
it just sounds so dumb.
like that's what I was saying when I say it's a high school party. That's what Dom was saying. That's what I'm talking about. Like the trashy girls being impressed by.
a WWE.
Mongoloid.
WWE guy.
Imagine falling for someone
Getting
who's
seduced.
unironically.
It was
Maybe it
just
gives
like,
him +2 charisma. Hell, I don't fucking know. I wasn't wearing the belt, but
The
it
champ.
definitely doesn't give him
Probably.
+2 to intimidation. So,
champ is here.
You got an unlucky
So
roll
weird.
because it didn't work, the intimidation.
yeah, he failed his intimidation.
Yeah, he failed
roll.
the speech
I had
check.
a red speech check. That's why.
You did. You had like speech 99.
Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't check. You didn't crouch to see if anyone was watching. You when you-
No, it was
you
like
went
your
to the
your
fridge.
strength was like 85, so you just got the one where you could just like stand there in front of them.
Intimidate.
Yeah.
Intimidation.
There you go.
I was just like, I was literally just an upset dad. I was like, because first of all, I look like a dad. The whole time I'm just like disapproving of this party.
As you should be there.
Yeah.
We kept walking around and saying this party sucks.
Oh, yeah,
Really
we were-
funny.
we
We
were-
were shitting on it.
we were starting to shit
Oh
on
my
this.
God.
Literally just walking around saying that. out
Yeah,
loud.
yeah,
I
I
forgot that we.
Me and Cam, even
This
before
party
you
kinda
guys came,
Yeah,
sucks.
before anything happened, we were going.
me and Cam were talking to each other. We were like, "This sucks."
That probably didn't help with our.
Our case.
Probably, yeah. In
case.
hindsight, I'm not saying we're 100% in the right.
But we're like
But-
at least
95.
like 85 to 95 in the
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
When we were in those two lines, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I was like, "This party fucking sucks. Like, why the fuck are we here?"
Yeah.
It
I
was
it
so
was
wild.
a genuinely.
Yeah.
It was a jarring. It was just a weird
Psyched.
party,
It just we should have been there.
and it's yeah. I was, yeah. I had my book that I was gonna bring.
You should have.
I
That would
should
have
have.
been.
Hearing me giving an audiobook about the Apollo missions would have been way better.
It
than
would
that
have
party.
soothed them.
It would have
Yeah.
captivated everybody.
It would have been reading time with Dom.
You would have gotten the center of the circle, the two walls, and just been like, Apollo
Literally,
Mission 1.
When I got
about?
home, I just like stared at the floor for a minute, and then I read that book, and then I went to bed. It was just like,
I just passed out pretty much.
Really,
on
when
my
I
own.
got home, I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" I was.
oh, I
I was just coming
texted
back.
Jill. I was like, this is. I have to tell you about this weird fucking experience I had.
I've got to tell somebody about this.
Because I was like, I didn't even want to tell her because I was just so like embarrassed
Yeah.
that I even went to this.
I felt
I don't
bad.
even remember what happened.
I wasn't even gonna
Like-
go, but yeah, Ryan was like, no, come, like, and you were like,
Supposed to be the Ohio party.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought. That's what was in my head.
I don't know what I thought. I was just like bored, and
Yeah.
I saw in the group chat you were going to a party, and you were like, ASAP, like right away, you gotta go. And then we waited for like 2 hours.
That's because I like to get everybody on the same page. I don't know. I'm just kind of like OCD like that.
No,
I like to have my stuff
I
in
get
a
that
row.
because trying to herd the group is definitely difficult.
Oh, yeah.
When you want one of us here in an hour, you have to say, get here right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
That's what I mean. If you guys wanted to pregame before this party, because evidently we didn't
Thank
have
God
alcohol.
we did. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if I wasn't on anything and we just went there,
That would have been
So-
No, we
awful.
that's what
gone
my
so
experience
we
was.
would've gone to
I
a
was
fight,
so,
I think. If we
I
were
was
all
so
sober,
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was completely sober. It was just so like,
You
yeah, it was
literally
just
got
so
nothing.
shitty.
But just imagine.
I
If,
got nothing out of it.
That's what I mean.
like imagine if we're all like gremlins, like looking for alcohol, all 7 of us. Like, how pissed off we would be if we
Oh,
went there.
yeah.
And there's just nothing.
That's how I felt.
nothing
I
to
was
do.
like, I'll drink some alcohol when I get there, and then I get there,
Boy, were you
and
wrong.
I'm just getting yelled at.
I literally laughed at someone when they were like, "Is there gonna be alcohol there?" It's like, what party doesn't have
Yeah.
alcohol?
Yeah, we were saying that. We were like, are you sure there's gonna be alcohol? And you were like, there's gotta be.
It's a
alcohol.
party.
It's
There's
a
gotta
party.
Quick
There
tip:
was-
if you're gonna crash a party, bring your own alcohol or pregame because you will not find any there.
Yeah.
Don't open their fridge
Apparently
either.
so. I don't even know what my intention was being there. Like I had no reason to be there. Even if there was alcohol, like I don't know. It was just so weird.
Yeah.
I guess I just liked the idea of it being like half of like 6 goons walking in,
To some random person's house.
Yep.
but it turned out to not be as funny as I thought.
Not
Well, I
at
mean,
all.
it's a good story.
pretty
It's a
funny.
good
Other
story
people
now.
to hear, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd
Yeah.
be funny to look back on.
At the time, I was just mad that I lost money, and I was mad that I lost time, and I was like so embarrassed that I had to tell Jill like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that like this happened.
This is just some like goofy shit that you tell your grandparents about.
You kids.
Grandkids.
Grandkids. I feel like you wouldn't want to tell your kids this.
I mean, when they're like,
Older. They're coming
Well,
of
it's
age.
recorded now.
There
you
you
just
go.
show them the Looney bin.
Exactly.
Let me show you a little archive.
I don't want to tell you the story, so just watch it.
And subscribe.
Yeah, and also
On my
we're posting new
deathbed, I give them
videos.
the link.
It's
to
the year
YouTube.
2053, and we're still making podcasts.
Audiobooks.
Awesome.
I remember the last time I went to the bathroom. Shit like that.
It's not like you're from the 1950s.
Well, back when I was alive, it used to cost a nickel for a soda pop.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do we have anything else to? add?
That's it.
I think that's it for the
There's
party.
small details that I'm thinking of, but yeah, I don't know. Just
Be safe. Don't do drugs.
That's
Unless
my
it's for
advice.
educational
Hey, I didn't
purposes.
do anything,
Yep.
so follow me.
I guess this is the Looney Bin podcast. It's been great.
Yep. Special guest, Dom.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, thank